Well, Bryant says he wants this man formally identified, and he wants Pam Bondi to arrest him. Let's take a look at what happened.
The Lord Jesus Christ is going to destroy this church. He's going to destroy this church.
Y'all, Pastor Jamal Bryant, senior pastor of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Atlanta, one of the biggest black megachurches in America, sat on Kandi Burruss' Speak On It podcast in November of 2024 and confessed on camera that he cheated on his first wife, Gizelle. 2 days later, he stood at the Waldorf Astoria Atlanta in a green sequin suit and married a woman the whole internet swears looks like Gizelle's twin. And that's before we even get to what happened in 2026. Jamal Karston Bryant is preaching royalty, bishop father in the AME Church, Morehouse undergrad, divinity degree from Duke, founded Empowerment Temple in Baltimore in the year 2000 and grew it to 10,000 members. He married Gizelle Graves.
This would explain to you that the 40-day fast, Target fast, is because of Target decided to pull out of the DEI program along with many other companies, but he said he wanted to start with one first.
Hampton graduate, 3 daughters together. The picture of a black church power couple. Then in 2007, Gizelle found out he had been cheating with women in his own congregation. She filed in 2009. And in 2016, Jamal publicly admitted he had fathered a whole outside son, a boy named John Karston Bryant, with a former church member while he was still married. Empowerment Temple started shrinking. In 2018, he took over New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Georgia, replacing the late Bishop Eddie Long, whose own name was clouded by scandal. Then in 2019, Gizelle went on Real Housewives of Potomac and told a national audience she was giving Jamal a second chance. Painful watch. December 13th, 2020. Real Housewives, Season 5 Reunion, Part 1. Live on Bravo. Monique Samuels, Gizelle's castmate at the time, walks out with a binder. A whole binder. Reads a phone number out loud on national television and asks Gizelle if it belongs to Jamal.
Bryant says the man is a pastor from Alabama. In the video, you can see he entered New Birth as church members were arriving for Sunday service last week. He doesn't enter the sanctuary, but instead goes on a rant outside the doors.
Gizelle confirms, yes, that's his. Monique then reads text messages showing Jamal was messing around on Gizelle during their second run. She christens him, quote, Pastor Holy Thot. That nickname has followed him ever since. Jamal's Instagram defense, he admitted he was dating a young lady in New York, but claimed you can't have a mistress while you're single. Sis. By 2021, Gizelle was done for good. Walked away from him a second time, this time for keeps. Then May 28th, 2024, Jamal stands in the pulpit at New Birth and announces his engagement to Dr. Karri Turner, divinity degree from Emory, author, motivational speaker, boutique owner. Fans took one look at her and the reaction was immediate, and it was the same reaction. July 19th, 2024, video of Jamal and Karri leaving the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in D.C. goes viral.
You can hear the man threatening to destroy the church and calling members materialistic and race baiters. Bryant is comparing this incident to the arrest of journalist Don Lemon, who's facing federal civil rights charges for covering an anti-ICE protest that interrupted service inside a Minneapolis church.
Atlanta Black Star runs a headline that summed up Twitter's entire mood. Fans said Pastor Jamal Bryant intentionally chose a fiancée who resembles his ex-wife. The verdict came in fast. Same complexion, same hair, same face shape. Comment sections read the same everywhere. She looked like Gizelle 2.0. This man found the twin. He got a type, and the type is his ex-wife. Now, 2 days before the wedding, 2 days, Jamal sits down with Kandi Burruss on Speak On It, and this man looks into that camera with the invitations mailed and the pink jumpsuit steamed and confesses he broke the covenant. The word he used, covenant, not distance, not growing apart. Infidelity. He named what was in him too. Narcissism. Straight out his mouth. He walked Kandi through the memory of a TSA agent walking up to him in Fort Lauderdale after the 2016 baby scandal broke and quietly telling him to keep his head up. And he called that moment his tattoo of shame. And then this is the line. He risked his whole family for somebody he never even wanted to be with. Sis, he blew up a marriage, 3 daughters, a 10,000 member congregation for a woman he didn't even want. 48 hours later, he stood at that that altar and told Karri Turner she was the most brilliant and beautiful woman in the universe. You tell me what to do with that timing. Now, put the rest of the picture on the table because it lands different when you see it all together. January of 2025, Jamal brings a woman named Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, no relation, onto his podcast, Let's Be Clear, as a mental health expert.
I want to challenge that Pam Bondi, who issued loudly and nationally that worship is sacred space and should not be interrupted by protesters, with that same zeal and commitment that she had around the church in Minneapolis.
This year, 2026, the credentials fell apart. Cheat Sheet did the digging. The school she pointed to for her doctorate lost accreditation and closed in 2019. Then she produced paperwork from something called Indiana Southwest Christian University, a fake school Cheat Sheet says was set up months ago. She went on The Breakfast Club this past May trying to defend herself. In June, Jamal apologized on Let's Be Clear for platforming her without vetting, called it a felony of consciousness. Late last month, she sent him a cease and desist. He responded by publicly revealing the email he got from that alleged university. In essence, just dropped an op-ed about the whole mess with Jamal on the record saying, quote, "It pulls us back further. 2 weeks old, ink still fresh. So watch what this actually is." 2020 was Monique's binder exposing a man who elevated a woman off charisma. 2024 was a wedding to a woman folks said looks like the one he burned twice. 2026 is an apology for platforming a doctor whose credentials came from a fake school. 3 chapters, same book. A 55-year-old man with a Duke divinity degree, a father who is an AME bishop, a pulpit at one of the biggest black churches in the country. This is not a man who lacks discernment. He chooses not to use it. He picks women by their sheen.
That was majority Caucasian. That same passion should stand for protecting black churches as well.
Now, DeKalb County Police issued the man a no trespass order, which bars him from the church property. Bryant says he has not heard from the Attorney General yet.
And then has to hold a press conference every couple years to explain why the sheen didn't hold. That is not a bad man. That is a man who has not done the work he preaches from that pulpit every Sunday. Gizelle carried it for years. Karri is carrying it in real time now, whether she signed up for the receipts or not. And Cheyenne is carrying the academic version. 3 different women, 3 different lanes, 1 system underneath. And through all of it, sitting quietly on Real Housewives season 9 with her head held up is Gizelle Bryant, twice burned, publicly gracious, announcing she wasn't attending the wedding without a single ugly word about the woman he chose. Co-parenting 3 daughters with a man who admitted on Kandi's platform he never wanted the woman he blew their marriage up for. Sitting through the second engagement, the wedding coverage, and the internet's reaction to Karri, with her chin up. That is the woman this whole story belongs to. So tell me, baby, is Jamal Bryant's confession on Kandi's podcast the sound of a man who has finally done the work? Or is it the sound of a man who learned that the confession is the strategy so nobody can hit him with anything he has not already said about himself first? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me what you really think. Hit that like, subscribe if you new around here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, baddies.